Recording in progress.
Sure. Oh wait, this is a real
Okay, so we are going to live stream to. Where's my live stream? Oh, live on Facebook. And I think my taste off. I'm already getting sweaty. I'm already feeling sweaty.
Yes. It's HDMI and you have to make the real quick.
All right, so it's going to be live from the Los Angeles Poet Society Facebook page for anybody that has friends or family that you think might want to join or watch the show. Thank you. It's just like in school. It's what I do all day long. Those high schoolers drive me nuts. Yeah. Okay. All right. Oh, cool. Oh, yeah, we got to let people in the room. Oh, Lord. Okay. Yeah, well, hi, guys. So where's the best place to sit?
Want to put the chair there? Oh, wait.
Oh, yeah, that's a good idea. Just plug it. Here we go. So resourceful. Oh, you know what needs to face us?
Oh, sorry.
Just if you see anybody needs to be admitted on that screen there.
Okay.
All right. All right.
Wait, maybe I should take the screen out because we're not gonna be able to see.
You want to take off my background?
The background, yeah. Just
Okay.
Can you help me do that, or where I do that? Oh, I see. Yeah, I'll take my mask off. Where is it? There you go. All right.
So you put your phones on silent or vibrate. This is closest to off. Good? Okay. All right. This is, can you lift it?
I can. What do you mean?
Just make it up so they can see. There you go. That's good. I think that works. Okay. So now it's, I'm ready. We're ready. Okay. Hello, everyone, again, and welcome, my family. I want to start again by acknowledging our relatives, our ancestors, those whose land we stand upon. Yes. So I want to acknowledge the Tonga. I want to acknowledge the Chumash. I want to acknowledge the Tataviam, the Gabrieleño, the Fernandeño, and all indigenous who have lived here and continue to live and thrive in this space. And I just want to light the sage as a blessing. And also, when we light sage, it is a doorway and an opportunity to speak to our ancestors, to be seen, be heard, and let them know that we are thinking of them and giving them respect. And I acknowledge the four directions. The four directions are four energies, but it's also the cycle of our lives as infants into our adolescence, our adulthood, and our maturity. And just to know that no matter what age we are, what cycle we are in our life, we can all learn from each other. So thank you again to the Sims Library for being our home tonight. And oh my gosh, so many people here. I love it. Just sending love to everybody. All right. So, and everybody there on Zoom, welcome. And I'm glad you're hanging out with us tonight. All right. So, I wanted to mention just a few things before we get into the program. Just to let you know that currently LA Poet Society launched our 12-year giving campaign. Our giving campaign, it's called the Poet Tree. Water our poetry. And around the room, we have different pieces of information on how you can donate, but essentially there's different tiers. Every gift that is met, starting at $30, gets a gift from our Los Angeles Poet Society Press, which is a small press publishing BIPOC voices, a voice for the people. And it started in the pandemic, and my partner, Caro Ska, she's an editor with LA Poet Society Press. Yeah, phenomenal editor and such a great friend and partner to have on this journey. As well as Rosie Alonso, who Juan Cardenas, I had acknowledged her earlier, and she was at our table here. But without Rosie, there would be no literary journal called Asperger's. So we're already on our second volume that should be coming out in December. She's almost done getting it all set up, so we'll be going to print soon. One of the goals, we have three main goals from our campaign. Again, the gifts will be we'll be giving out issues of Asperger's. We'll be pairing it with a T-shirt as the different tiers, books and a T-shirt. Also, we have the anthology Los Angeles Poets for Justice, a document for the people, which we're very proud of. It's going in its third printing. And thank you. Thank you to all of you. Lots of contributors to that anthology are here today. But that was our answer during pandemic, at least from my point of view, feeling kind of helpless, kind of like I'm not enough by myself. We need to be louder to speak up for social justice, to speak up for Black Lives Matter, for stopping the murder of Indigenous women. We need to be louder. So I was like, as a collective, we are louder. So we started our press, and we're really happy that we did that, and we'll continue. So again, with that, and one of our goals for our campaign is to have our sustainable press. So the funds would go towards that, and also to pay our features, all of our featured guests that are part of our shows. We average 75 events a year, free to the public. Yes. And at least 1 to 4 features per show. We would love to give them each like $25, $50, for their time, and they deserve it. They're artists, and their work deserves, let's get them paid. So that's goal number 2. And the third goal is to bring more poetry workshops to the community. A lot of our poets are also teachers with California Poets in the schools. So we are all out in community teaching. So some compensation or even money towards the program can help us get into more areas in LA County, and get that help inspire and empower more folks to share their voice. So those are our 3 goals. So any contribution is welcome. We appreciate it, but we are looking for support. So behind me we have 3 supporters from the campaign, and they're acknowledged on these little signs behind me. Kelsey, Brian Zwig, and Ali Blanco, and Linda Crawford were the first 3 gift givers, and at the roots level. And also to also get some more excitement, we did get a grant for $7,000 to do poetry workshops in Southeast Los Angeles. So we're kind of halfway there. Our goal is $15,000 by December 31st. So that's our goal. So we're kind of halfway there, and also with supportive community, and just once it gets out of our circle and you all tell others and other businesses and companies that might want to help support, we're really going to get there. So it takes a village. We believe in that. We totally believe in that, because we wouldn't be here without all of you. And LA Poet Society is you. So thank you again. Okay, so I want to start off. Well, I know I already started a few things, but I want to acknowledge someone very special. A part of our program today is to recognize key members of LA Poet Society, and also folks in our community and part of our network that we value and want to recognize. So oh, is that the McDonald's? Yeah. Darn those commercials. What is that? So our first award that we want to give out tonight, we are so blessed and so grateful to this person. And that is, this person is the first ever recipient of the Los Angeles Poet Society Angel Award. And let me just tell you what this award is for. So this award is presented to a certain person for your dedication to Los Angeles, shining light on all communities by providing services and opportunities for each person to illuminate and rise up to their power. And this Angel Award is awarded to Hiram Sims. Yes, we are grateful to you, Hiram, for your service to LA, your selflessness, and for bringing so many new opportunities to the community and to people of color. Thank you for creating the Sims Library of Poetry, a space dedicated to the power of poetry. Thank you for bringing new writers to LA through the Community Literature Initiative and seeding their creative endeavors. And you are indeed an angel in Los Angeles. We see you, we appreciate you, and we love you. And this is yours.
Yeah. Okay. I'm gonna say something. I don't want y'all to play the music, and be like, get off the stage at the awards. I want to thank the LA's Poet Society for all of their amazing work. Jessica is somebody I really admire because like her table game is strong. If you know what I'm talking about, like she'd be like at like 3 or 4 festivals in a weekend. And one time, I think it was at the Culver City joint, like World Stage Press had the table next to her, right? And we had like 6 books and she had like 50 and like some candy and balloons and like fireworks going off. I was like, we gotta step our game up, man, before we can hang out with her. But I just want to, thank you for your dedication to Los Angeles poets. And I think that, as I was saying at the event that we had earlier today, when poets work together, we can do anything. Like this 90% of these 6,000 books are donated by poets, putting their small little bit together. So I just want to not only say thank you, but encourage you all to donate to this campaign, right? Because when we when we have the resources to put on poetry programming, it makes us want to keep doing it because sometimes when you put on a poetry event, you might lose a couple $100, and then the question is like, how long can you keep losing money? But But when you have a little money to do it, and then you can pay the artists, and it just keeps it going. So I just want to encourage you to if you got any of your stimulus check left, give it, because the work that we do deserves to be funded, and the people that are going to fund it is really going to be each other. So thank you for the.
It's an honor to be here. You made this happen. We all, the collective. We all, the creative community came together, raised a dream, and here we are. And it's, okay, I'm not gonna say it. We'll talk later. Big love to everybody. But I'm really proud that this is definitely a space, and it represents the people of LA. All peoples are here, and it's really beautiful to see that. Okay, so I think I had a time set to write together, but I think I'm gonna skip that and just let you know that the LA Poet Society, we have a prompt calendar this month. It's NaNoWriMo, but why not poets who were writers? It doesn't have to just be the novel writer folks. So we have our calendar of a word a day, and so today's number 20 is regression. Regression. This is the word of the day today. But these prompt calendars are all in the back there and also on our social media. So if you write to any of our prompts, tag us so we can share it. And we love supporting y'all and showing you off. So when you show off, we show off. You know what I'm saying? So let's keep it going. But yeah, so then the next guest that I would like to bring up is also an award recipient, and he doesn't even know. That's the fun part. I love surprising people. I love surprises. My kids are always about that. Did we get a present today? So yeah, actually, okay. Don't tell me it's gonna be this person, right?
Oh, cool. Where's that? Oh,
It's finding the award. And we did have another award that we wanted to give out. And actually, could you give me Jamie's award? I want to acknowledge Jamie Asay Fitzgerald was supposed to join us today as well, and she was going to feature tonight, but she had a surgery, and just we want to send her our love, but she's not feeling that great, so that's why she's not here today. But Jamie is she's a director here on the West Side for Poets and Writers. So y'all writers, you know about Poets and Writers. They've been there for us for years and decades, telling us where the programs are to get our degrees, or the residencies, the job opportunities, the contests, anything that has to do with writing. So Poets and Writers have been very supportive of LA Poet Society over the years as well. They've granted us different awards to do our workshops and programming, so we're very grateful to them. And Jamie is an amazing writer herself, and also just so supportive of our community. So we're going to mail this to her, but she's the recipient of our Partnership Award. So this is for Jamie Asai Fitzgerald for her collaboration and partnership with the Los Angeles Poet Society in holding a consistent space for community building, engaging with LA Poet Society activities, and helping us maintain our mission to bridge the creative communities across the city. And she's been a pillar of service and support for Los Angeles County and California through her work with Poets and Writers. She has given so many opportunities to bring new and established artists, organizations, and writers to light. And we're grateful to her dedication to the freedom of expression and value her contributions to our community. And with her support, many communities have been activated by LA Poet Society members, and also with their own sparks of creativity, curiosity, and vocal empowerment. So this is for Jamie Asai. So Jamie, we're gonna get this to you soon, and I hope your healing is rapid and you feel really good soon when we get to see you. Okay. And one more award, and then we'll have our first featured artist. So, and the quill. So everybody, all the award recipients get an award and a quill. That's kind of what we're doing. All right. So this person is the second recipient. Last year, during pandemic, we had our 11th year birthday on Zoom, which was pretty awesome too. And this year, the Artivist Award is presented to Julio Rodriguez, Conga poet, right, for your dedication to the arts and inspiring our communities through your actions to help to educate, liberate, and ignite empowerment from within. Yeah, Julio! An artivist is a person who creates and takes action, promoting or initiating activism for the common good. And we recognize Julio for his work to give voice to those being silent, giving voice on issues affecting humanity, and for speaking up and showing up. Julio has collaborated with artists across the globe to shed light on issues of injustice, racism, and fascism. He is fierce, bridging the mediums of music and spoken word to activate the hearts of those who hear his message. And it's just such a pleasure to be in this time and space with you, Julio. We've been friends for a while, and I admire this guy so much. So the Artist Award.
I think this is the first time I would get an award of any kind, really. I just like to do my thing and what we all believe in, and you have an opportunity to present, what is not spoken of out there, somebody's got to say it one way or the other. So I've done most of my political activities through music. So, I've been in organizations, and there's a lot of politics going on in there, and a lot of egos are floating around, and people with great minds, and great insight, great political knowledge, and that's good, but I'd rather say to them, you know what, how I can best help? I don't want to be in that committee. I don't want to be, let me just play. I got a couple musicians. Let's get together. We're going to play some good music for you guys, some good protest music. So, everybody has to find their place, right? So, thank you, Jessica. I didn't expect this. Man.
All right, so our first featured guest is Julio. Yes. And hello, everyone. And then I had let's see.
No, don't put the background because that.
Oh no, I'm not doing that. I'm just screen sharing. Okay. So I have his bio. Let me just share. Hopefully this works out. All right. So on the screen here, that's what we had. What we wanted the screen for. So, oh yeah. So we're zooming. That's the Venice. We'll go back to this slide. This is a clip from when we were on Venice at the boardwalk back in the day. That's where it had started. And again, you are the Los Angeles Poet Society, so that's a screenshot of some of the members. And here we go. Here's Julio. So Julio plays congas, jams with bands, caught the tail end of the 60s, a revolutionary man. He started poetry in 2009, 12 years ago like us. Whoa, yes, perfect. Late. And he says the drums mixed with his poetry, that he became the conga poet. He found his niche, he says. He has 2 poetry CDs and 15 YouTube videos, and you can Google conga poet and you'll find him there. Okay. So yes, so welcome Julio, the conga poet, conga poet. He goes by conga poet. And so I'll have this here, and I'm gonna go back here and enjoy. Yeah, we have a oh, yeah.
And lower?
Right here. I stand on the shoulders of the last poets.
Yeah.
If you believe in Jesus Christ, but believe Hugo Chavez was a troublemaker, you don't fucking know the Bible, and that's fucked up. If you think it's okay that banks are too big to fail in jail, you like getting fucked. And that's fucked up. If you think a jumbo 747 airliner can fit into outer ring of the Pentagon and then totally disintegrate, your logic is dumb fucked up. And that's if you think it's patriotic for poor working class kids to fight in imperial wars that benefit rich fat cats, you don't fucking know class war. And that's if you believe that immigrants don't have the right to be here and that this imperialism does not cause that immigration, that's all Monroe doctrine bullshit. And that's And that's, if you believe there's democracy and justice here, but don't know the life expectancy on a Sioux Indian reservation is 48 years, you're fucking looking the other way. And that's, if you believe that after 300 years of slavery, 150 years of Jim Crow, and continuing racism, blacks are equal to whites, you've been fucking whitewashed. And that's, if you think saying that's fucked up is fucked up when the shit is really fucked up, then you've been fucking drinking the Kool-Aid. Cause that's y'all better go wash your mouth with soap, more. We're all black. I know some don't show, and some don't want to know, but we all came out of Africa.
Amen.
We're all black from the original man, over 200,000 years old, engineered for travel. Dark melanated skin to explore the African grasslands designed to morph. Develop kingly spring hair to aerate and cool off savanna sweat. Ingenious adventurer. Strong arms, long legs for facilitation. Fast twitch thinking. Wired for exploration. Dietary change and the sunless northern skies deactivated our melanin, even mutated some blue eyes, kept the stray hair that our black babies still endow. Big is our genetic pool. In winter winds, our hair will blow. Crossing Eurasian mountains, we got cold. Top African genetic diversification already had epicanthic foes. We are you, engineered for bold land and sea travel. Out of Africa, we seeded the world. Hey, I'm talking to you. Don't you recognize me? You are me. I am you. Homie, don't you know me? Homie, don't you know me? I got inspired to write this because I read about Muhammad Ali, a great poet. He was given a commemoration speech at a university, and he went on and gave a good speech, and some white kid, graduate, said, "Hey Ali, you're a poet. Give us a poem." So Ali paused, and then he went on to say the world's shortest poem, which is, he said, he responded to the kid, "You, me," or was it me, you? you know, it's so Ali, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah. No. From the jungles of South America, Asia, and Africa, and from the forest of Europe and North America, Pachamama's calling. I gave you the circle of life. I am Mother Nature. I am your creator. Brilliant or narcissistic, nationalistic, warmonger, you don't love your planet. You don't love your mama. Michelangelo and the Greco painted a heaven not here. Your best scientists continue developing the atom theory used to destroy my atmosphere. You should have had a bigger heart, not a bigger brain, because your egoism is insane. I am Pachamama. I am Mother Nature. I am your element. I gave you birth. Ambitious, clothed and bipedal, came down from my trees. Now you think you're everything and develop killer greed. You are destroying what sustains you. When you are gone, the remaining plants and animals will sing a beautiful song. Few men protected me, hunter-gatherer society, and now they're gone. You played with fire, and you got burned. I would prefer the Neanderthal. Thank you, folks. Speaking of Mother Nature, I wrote this poem just recently. If you guys like this right here.
Yeah.
Sexy rain, do love you. Come down, get me wet. Draw your curtain, dim your lights, pull your sound, shush and cry. Your moisture, your mood, gotta tell you, under the hood. Sexy rain, falling sky, fill me up, blues delight. I see you, I smell you, I feel you, do love you. Light you a candle, have your tea, your longing moment, feeling free. Sexy rain, sexy rain, sexy rain. Any kids here? Any underage kids? No kids. Great. I get horny when it rains. Sorry. It's just the mood, you know. Let's see here. How much time I got?
We got like 10 minutes.
10 minutes. Okay. Let me do this one here. This is a new one I wrote. Hope y'all like it. I thank you so much, girl. I'm glad to be here. I dropped out of the poetry scene for a while, you know, so I'm just trying to get my head all together, and sometimes you gotta do that. Yeah, man. Sometimes life is shit. Oh shit! Holy shit! Damn shit! Shit's about to start. Jump shit, insane shit, bad shit, good shit, free shit, strange shit, lower shit, crazy shit, crazy shit, crazy shit, crazy shit. Slow shit, stack shit, wacky shit, blowing shit, high shit, funny shit, sad shit, crooked shit, weird shit, ugly shit, expensive shit, lying shit, lying shit, lying shit, lying shit. Bullshit, chicken shit, stinky shit, pile shit, stupid shit, smart shit, dumb shit, fucking shit, fucked up shit, fuck that shit, fuck that shit, fuck that shit, fuck that shit. Talk your shit, take your shit, bring your shit, you ain't shit. What kind of shit is this? Simple shit, cool as shit, bad as shit. You got the shit? I ain't got shit. Whose shit is it? My shit, my shit, my shit, my shit. Don't give a shit. Nobody gives a shit. Shit happens. Shit hit the fan. You know a lot of shit. Fucking shit, hilarious shit, outrageous shit. That's some shit. Can't believe this shit. Mind blowing shit. Freaky shit. Freaky shit. Freaky shit. Freaky shit. Fluid shit. Slacker shit. Proper shit. Love like shit. Parental shit. Fantasy shit. Trouble shit. Doable shit. Clever shit. Smoke that shit. Smoke that shit. Smoke that shit. Smoke that shit. Dumb shit. Freaky shit. Only shit. I can't remember shit. Colorful shit. Creative shit. Little shit. Big shit. Erotic shit. Explosive shit. Don't drink that shit. Don't eat that shit. Don't put that shit on. Take this shit off. Take this shit off. Take this shit off. Take this shit off. Deep shit. Trouble. Double standard shit. Swimming up shit creek. Didn't steal no shit. Nobody got your shit. Tastes like shit. Smells like shit. Feels like shit. What kind of shit is this? What's this shit about? Where's this shit coming from? How did this shit start? When's this shit gonna end? Trump golden shithole. Right wing shit, punk ass shit, lousy shit. Everybody's tired of this shit. Eat shit. Come mierda. Come mierda. Come mierda. Come mierda. Come my shit. Who's got my shit? I want to hear your shit. Sounds like shit. Can you think of any shit? You'll be on this shit list. This shit is dope. This shit is deep. This song, heavy shit. This song, good shit. This song, sick shit. This song, real shit. I am this shit. We made this shit happen. Let's put this shit away. I love this shit out of y'all. Y'all song beautiful shit. Y'all song pretty shit. Pretty shit. Pretty shit. This poem's called Pretty Shit. Pretty shit. Pretty shit. Pretty shit. This poem's called Pretty Shit. Pretty shit. Pretty shit. Pretty shit. This poem's called. All right.
Know it. La revolution.
That was some good shit. It's out now. You can't put it back in.
But no, really.
Hey, Julio, did you bring some of your CDs?
No, I haven't. I sold everything, just about. I sold a lot, but I didn't think, people. But maybe I'll bring some more. I'll bring some here. I'll donate some to the place here.
Bring that shit.
This is a hell of a place, man. This is really good. Bring that shit.
I'm gonna buy that shit.
We don't need an invitation to the revolution. All are welcome to work on the solution. We won't get a Hallmark invite. No doorman to take our coats. Won't get celebrity CD cause we're in the same boat. Put aside our egos, don't bring our religions. Stroll into ancient Indian High Square. There's room for 1 million. General Assembly meetings, participatory democracy. Workers, don't be tardy. You're the life of the party. We don't need an invitation to the revolution. Be conscientious, be brave. Our presence is our contribution. We won't get a medal. Here, we must be prepared. Get handcuffed, pepper spray, billy club, shot, jail, and not necessarily in that order. Win the heart of the working class. Nonviolence is our mode, but our right to self-defense is a legal and justified code. Anti-imperialist, pro-democratic, socialism, elections, boycotts, general strikes, coalesce with other organizations to share wealth and power. We don't need an invitation to the revolution because it's our party. We don't need an invitation to the revolution because it's our party. Mic check. Revolution. Mic check. Revolution. Mic check. Revolution. Mic check. Revolution. We don't need an invitation to the revolution because it's a party. We don't need an invitation to the revolution because it's. We don't need an invitation to the revolution because it's. Thank you.
That's why he gets the Honorees Award right there. Julio. From the poet in the house. I love that shit, Julio.
Thank you.
That shit was fire.
It was fire.
I'm gonna add some of those. I'm gonna add some of that shit on.
All right, we're gonna keep it going. Oh my goodness! And also, we have the people's open mic at the end, so as long as Hiram says it's okay, we can. But there is that sign-up sheet in the back. But we have some new guests coming up to the mic. So during pandemic, we got to meet lots of new folks. There was the good and the bad. I think for a lot of folks, the good part was that we got to be a part of so many events online outside of our current, where we live, right? We all got to meet people from all around. For those of you probably without kids, because one of my dreams was, which I didn't get to do, was like, I want to be in a mic in New York. I want to show up in Georgia. I want to show up over in Washington, D.C., just go around the time zones and just, hi, buy my book. Hi, I'm a poet. I kick ass too. Buy my book. But I didn't get to do that. But I did, and what we did as LA Poet Society is that we did have lots of workshops. We had some workshops online ekphrastic poetry workshops that I led, Juan led narrative poetry workshops. We also had our love letters to 2020 because everyone was raising their fists at that damn 2020, like, damn, this year was hell, you know? And I was like, let's write some love letters to 2020. Let's look at it with a different lens. Like, there's so many changes that we were, yes, it was painful. Change is always painful, but we were forced to go through something. And, you know, I think it is important to acknowledge and recognize those changes and what we went through. So through all those programs and our different open mics, starting with our first open mic, a beautiful angel, Miss Alex Petunia, who I'm going to bring up later. But, you know, it was her idea. I was depressed. I'm sure we all were depressed when it all first started that month. And, you know, and Alex was like, let's do a mic online, Jess. Let's go. And I was like, oh, Alex, I don't feel like my energy sucks. I'm disappointed, you know. I was disappointed because all my events got canceled. I'm a party girl. Like, what happened to all my Poet Society stuff? What are we, next week? Next month? What do you mean 2 years? Hell no. What? You know, I'm like, no, my life, right? But she said, let's do it. One mic, one globe. So Alex was that fire that started us, you know, in April with our first online open mic. And, you know, we brought all our other open mics that we would normally have in person. We brought them online too. So we got to meet so many people and inspire so many new creatives and meet so many and make so many new friends and build relationships. So our next two guests represent our new friends that I got to meet. I got to meet Scottie in the flesh for the first time today. And Michelle, I met her in the flesh a few months back, but, you know, here we are together. And so our next guests, I'm going to bring them up one at a time, and they're going to share some of their work with you. Our next guest is Michelle Smith. So I have her bio up here. Hi, everybody there, and we're gonna go live. We're gonna screen share again here. We have all the bios. I want to thank our intern. We have our first LA Poet Society intern, Carolyn Sparks. Yeah, she helped put this all together, and I want to thank her for being a part of the team. And let's see, Michelle. There she is, beautiful Michelle Y. Smith. Let me introduce you to her before she comes up. I think it's your first feature, isn't it? Yes, or your first in-person feature. Yes, so Michelle Whitesmith is like a diamond, she says. I am multifaceted in color, cut, and clarity, and so is my creative writing of poetry and essays. For my poetry and prose to be featured in the 12th anniversary of the Los Angeles Poet Society is indelible. This Los Angeles native is grateful for their lessons, writing prompts, and open mics. We love you. With open mics, you widen the depth of your soul, the mind from head to toe, and heart. My experience in reciting has been for Laps, the LA Poet Society, Mad Mouth Poetry, Distill Arts, and the first time tonight at the Sims Library of Poetry. She says, yeah, that it will fulfill, her words will evoke electricity. And so I can't wait for y'all to hear her. So without further intro, Miss Michelle Smith, everyone.
Good evening, everybody. Good morning if you're East Coaster, East Coast, New York, not like me. My first poem is called Profanity, and it goes like this. Oh, by the way, how many minutes do you have?
Up to 10.
Thank you. Let me do my timer, will you, please? I appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you. The first poem is called Profanity. Can you cuss like a sailor? Or you work sharp as a razor? And do the steam like a bee? Like a gun or a taser? Profanity, a word sound with thickly layered, popping like hot Cheetos in your mouth. Full of flavor, maybe unwavered, and a habit unsavored. Profanity, expensive but excessive, but full of labor. Thank you. I wish I had them all memorized, but I don't. All right. Thank you, ma'am. I appreciate it. I have one other poem called Bronze Rip Van Winkle. Rest in peace, or the word Rip, which is the character of Van Winkle. You've heard of him, right? 20 years sleeping away, right? All right, here we go. Bronze Rip Van Winkle. A grocery cart full of wares. WEAR/WARES. A homonym, a synonym. Collectibles, collected, rejected things. Set, here's centerpiece of black rubber, wheels, and ball bearings. Yesterday's bagged and bad news. Ajar, unravels along the way and does not crack. Reminiscing, a baby to a toddler to a child, sits upright to enjoy the smooth and steady ride from mom. We shopped aisle to aisle per aisle on pristine, shiny white floors of the ABCs or Boys Market. The aroma of cinnamon rolls and fresh cut oranges takes me back, way back. Today the cart basket adorns a corner. From a teen to a man. My soul's SOLES/soul SOUL of my feet and my spirit are kissed by the sun to my bronze Rip Van Winkle body, and 20 years ago. Mother Nature has been swollen or swelled to me, and Father Time, however, Father Time is not. The aroma is putrid of tar and jalopy exhaust, of a muffler barely hanging on by a thread. Pollution chokes me into asthma, consumes the air. As for collected, rejected things called alcohol bottles and beer cans. The next one is called Petals of a Flower. Petals of a Flower. He loves me. He loves me not. He loves me. Ooh. My heart will not be stomped on, baked on, cooked on, danced on, pounced on, like petals of a flower. My body, my stem trembling, crushed within your hands, not petals blown from your lips of succulence and breath endlessly, endlessly, falling in suspension timelessly, only to be swept under the rug. My hands are my leaves. Oh, darling, remember this. Sunflowers do not possess a scent or smell. Perhaps you may not know and cannot tell. For my leaves and my stem can crush or bend as well. Petals of a flower. Thank you. I could be here all night. I wish I could, but unlike you guys, I had to get up at 3:45 to get to my job. To leave, get up at 4:45 in the morning, 3:45 in the morning, where all y'all sleeping most likely. Half an hour, get dressed and ready to go to job. I am an essential worker. I'm a CNA caregiver. I've gone through the owl strikes, not me personally, thank God. And my son Christopher there, hair braider extraordinaire. He met Professor Sims and the gentleman right there who got his hair braided. I'm not endorsing my son, but what can I say? Now he wants to do Julio's hair. He loves hair. He already saw one, right? And Jessica, he'll hug your husband up. Anyway, he loves hair, but he likes to touch hair. My son, although he is autistic, he is also artistic with creation. And self-taught hair skill. I never taught him ever as a gift from God and studying braiding books. Black hair. Rather than gold bugs and three bears, he was more interested in black hair cream and knowing about Mary J. Blige. He don't discriminate. Gray hair, black hair, all hair. Fake hair. And he can do extensions too. Anyway, let me get back to me. It's all about all of us, especially you. Okay. Girl. You know, Jessica, you had 2 babies, right? You wait till they become 35, like him. Anyway, let me get back to things. Yeah, anyway. Lord have mercy, I can't find my poems. They're here somewhere. All right, you know what? Let's get this. I have a poem called Procrastination. Amen. To be a day daylight, not yet. To be a day late and an hour behind means to yourself you're not very kind. For procrastination is the devil in disguise, because indeed to yourself in the mirror you do lie. Procrastination. Amen. How many people procrastinate? Amen. Look at those hands. Too bad not a nice date. Anyway, my next poem is called She's Wearing. She is wearing the African American colors. She is wearing the African American colors on her hand. How unique is her brand? Red for the blood and strength, black for the power and the race, green to the future and growth, diligence at a cost. Even in the 2020s, these will be 10 fingers of zebra, ever to be free from the toil and soil, weathered by ancestral ache and angst. The envy of the evil masters, because their hands can do the following. So free. Snap and snatched and taken. Bake, weather from the hand nature's elements in seasons and decades. Quilt, sew, build, and shake. Her sinews, steadfast, remain in motion. Withered as they lay, a foundation of history made and still. How often did her hand hurt or bleed? They do tell a tale indeed. Cooking, cotton picking, comforting, combing, scrubbing clothes from the river bay, spaking, picking beans of green and seasoning from the master's brood to the bloodline, not just grandma's hands. To soothe a crying baby or spanking a ruly child, clapping from the church rhythms and hymns, or giving someone a pulpit a fan. Voting, reading, and singing her workers' hands as indelible veins of ancestral bloodline, priceless and precious, are strong and divine, for she is me and I am her. Woo. She's wearing the hands of my hand. Thank you. I better not do this in my job tomorrow. I'll be in trouble. I have to think about, no, seriously, I have to take care of 15 residents. Wow. Yes, I do, by myself on the first floor. And believe me, it's my shift, it's full of shit. So when you were singing that song with Conga drums, I was thinking about my boss. I'm going to tell her to kiss my, but I can't do that. I can't tell her to kiss my, I love you though. She's this short. She had the balls to ask me, Michelle, you 6 years old? I told that bitch, oh yeah. I said, and that's some balls, huh? So I told her this. I said, have you heard of Coco Chanel? No. Well, Coco Chanel invented Chanel. Handbags, clothes from women and men over 100 years ago. And remember this, quoted like this: a real woman never asks for a woman's age, right? Ever. And by the way, I told my boss also, who's a lead care manager, don't you know that curiosity killed the cat? Don't you know that curiosity killed the cat? I did this, right? A friend of mine said when I did this, are you trying to threaten her? I said, no, she threatened me asking about my age, honey. You don't ask for wisdom for that's my call. Okay? My call. Anyway, let me get back to my poetry. Jessica, let me know when 10 minutes is that. Okay, yes ma'am, yes ma'am. Like I said, I could be here all night. But I won't be. Because it's Saturday night. I know. Well, let me find one that's dedication to my job. Because sadly, dang. And let me find this poem really quick. Hold on. Oh, I'm making myself sick. Let me see. Oh my God. Hold on. It's called Links to Jane and Me. Pardon me. I don't mean me talking so much. Okay. All right. That's okay. I'm gonna find that later next time. That'll be next time, right, Jessica? I'm gonna find a poem called Nana's Heart. This poem is called Up Close with Nana's Heart. One moment, please. Can I find it? This is what happens when you're not ready. Did I procrastinate? Maybe I did. Okay. All right, now. Let me get to Nana's Heart. Yes, ma'am. Thank you. I appreciate the encouragement. When you have the audience up here, it's different from down there.
Yeah.
But that's all right. We're gonna get through it.
Just breathe. Yeah.
I have to do that when I deal with the residents, though, for real. No, I did a horror levy last week and ski my party. All right, ma'am. I know. Okay. Nana's Heart. I dedicate this poem to grandmothers, great aunts who may have raised you rather than your own parentage. Oh, you never know. No matter how the love line and bloodline is still strong. Yeah. Nana's Heart. Shiny sterling silver, sparkly and cool to the touch. Soft, velvet red inside, a jewel box reminds me of Nana's heart. No music, no jewelry, nor an empty find. Memories, open of childhood, past, and love. For our matriarch, beautiful teacher, disciplinarian, and oh so kind. Stored up like a heaven's treasure. As a little girl, our days were spent together, collected in a jar as if fireflies, and our nights glowed like moonbeams. Imaginary sand flows freely from my hands. Yesterday, my yesterday, is gone in a flash. All grown up and too old to pretend. My memories, sustain and remind me of way back when. When the world grows so cold, these crown jewel of moments have me captured forever in time. Nana's Heart. Thank you.
I'm just gonna borrow this space for my machine. Alright, coffee, delicious. Thank you, Sammy. Alright, let's hear from Michelle Smith. And I'm so excited to introduce to you our next featured guest, and that is Scottie Clapson. And Scottie is someone I got to know again during the pandemic, and he took our ekphrastic poetry workshop, our love letters to 2020, and I love Scottie so much. Like, we're really connected, and I'm so really happy to meet him today. So his bio. So a 6th grade teacher helped Scottie Clapson become a published poet, and he fell in love with writing. At 47, with a life and career in the creative and social arts, Scottie Clapson is now a community organizer, podcast host, producer, mentor, and anthropologist who studies and values accessibility, face-to-face communication, group dynamics, and social transformation. Mental health, housing justice, health food access, LGBTQ, healthcare disparities, and music wellness are his areas of focus. Listening is transformational. And I'm so excited to introduce you to Scottie. And another one of our alum, and I'm just really, really happy to meet you. The love is real, y'all. The love is real. It's all you.
So I think it's kind of hi, I'm Scottie, by the way. I think it's kind of funny that I value face-to-face communication, and I'm so much of an extroverted introvert that this is the most that I've spoken since I got here. So thank you for letting me just keep that kind of space on the side. I've never done this before. I'm used to talking about housing justice and mental health and all of these things. I get really nervous when it comes to talking about myself. Before I start, I was so excited about tonight. I didn't really think about what today also is. It's the Transgender Day of Remembrance. This is the most people that we've lost. I'm queer, by the way. This is the most people that we've lost in this particular country since they've been kind of keeping track of it. I think probably not, though, when you go back to those of us who are LGBTQ that have been persecuted for centuries for who we are. Part of why my mental health struggles are what they are. So I'm going to start with one poem that I wrote Some of you might have had the opportunity to hear her. Kiki, if you know Kiki, I know Kiki from A Million Drops. She was just in a movie, I guess, that went to Sundance. It was really cool. I've been kind of following her story. Anyway, she did some poetry classes at A Million Drops. I was living on the street a few years ago. That's really loud. The sunrise shone brightly on my face this morning, awakening me from a deep sound slumber. Sounds of the city surrounding and filling my ears, the colors of trees and plants grasping my attention. Awareness of the blessings and gifts gathering, enveloping and soothing the senses. The songs of birds calling out, asking me to join in their joyous melodies. The freshness of Barnsdall Art Park, my favorite spot, by the way, to go sleep and be homeless and pretend like I wasn't during the day, look like just a tourist. The soft, dewy grass cushioning my body like a soft, fluffy cloud. Comforting my soul like a peaceful poem, speaking kindness. Gratitude begins overflowing, drawing peace to the surface of my skin, radiating and shining from within. Today I am the sun, shining brightly, illuminating kindness, peaceful joy, and gratitude. I wrote that when I've been chronically homeless since 2008. And if you leave here thinking about anything tonight that I've said, I hope you start thinking about housing injustice or housing justice, and let's reframe the conversation about what homelessness looks like, because it's not homelessness. There's those of us that have been disinvited to the table. People like me were locked up in psych wards until 1972 and after, so we don't have those conversations a lot. There's a whole bunch of people that are in Project Dream Key now. If you've not heard of the program, but they're dying. We've taken these people off this. I was in Project Dream Key. That was actually when we met. And they're just dying and nobody's talking about it. And they're just dying. And it's happening. Sometimes there's dozens in a week. Why isn't that not making the news? Anyway, so when I met Jessica, I had been following Los Angeles Poet Society for a while, because I really liked, sort of seeing everything and watching everything on social media. And I've been paying a lot of attention, and I was really isolated. I had been outside during April 2020 at the beginning of the pandemic, and it was really overwhelming. So when I came to the class, I couldn't get angry at 2020. So I wrote 3 love poems to 2020 instead. Dear 2020, feeling isolated leads me into connection with myself. Imagination is fostered in isolation. My imagination brightly flourishes, fragrantly fresh. Extroverted, introvert, always looking out, always feeling odd, always different. Left to imagine again. Left to imagine again. Imagine hope in distress. Imagine fullness while empty. Imagine warmth while on the sidewalk. Imagine home. Imagine hope. Isolation and imagination, I can feel my way back to connecting with the pantheon of interesting characters throughout the history of life. That was the first. I heard some really great drums here earlier. I sing in the community choir down on Skid Row. If you've ever heard of the Open Voices Project, we're having a concert and holiday sing-along festival on December 12th if you'd like to join us. And we're going to have a drum circle actually to close the festival. They're asking that people are vaccinated or bring proof of a COVID test. But if you need to get vaccinated and you want to connect with me, Jessica knows, and we can get you vaccinated if you want to come. It'll be really great. We're going to have a lot of people. And there's going to be an open mic, I guess, is the other reason why I bring that up. So if you want to come and share your art, we'd love to meet you. And it doesn't have to be songs, by the way. Dear 2020, there's no reason to be angry with you. teaching me how to sit with discomfort in my new found ways, opening up to the power of adversity, the strength to grow. Injustice in the world makes me angry. 2020 did not create the injustice. It allowed us all to witness injustices we had chosen to acknowledge or outright dismiss. How can I be angry with such a powerful relevator as 2020? You taught humanity our shared vulnerability. Thank you, 2020. And this final one, by the way, that's my friend Alyssa, and then I just think this is super funny. This is me.
Oh,
I'm so used to, like, as we're going back into being in community, there's a lot of people that we've accessed who are always stuck at home, whether they're caregiving or they're introverts or whatever. And it's just been really important to me, like, as an organizer, just these folks that I'm always thinking about. We've accessed them. Anyway, Alyssa's not stuck at home. She just is in Oregon with a baby, and she wanted to see my poetry tonight. So I'm super excited. And I think there's other people watching on Facebook that I know. So, yeah.
Hi, virtual family. We love you,
Dear 2020, thank you for bringing me inside. Thank you for giving me a room alone. Thank you for giving new communities. Thank you for a new therapist who listens. Thank you for podcasting equipment and laptop. Thank you for spinoffs, new shows, and ideas. Thank you for the wonderful growth and expansion. I love you, 2020. Dear 2020, you opened my mind, peeling me open layer after layer, medicinal cleansing, vulnerability, facing fears, leaving unsafe places, outgrowing unhealthy relationships, changing of friendships to new seasons, doors closing to other opportunities opening, letting the seasons change, grateful for the letting go. Dear 2020, you opened my creativity, growing curiosities like sunflowers out of season, everywhere, abundant, sunshine, warmth. Keep growing, fragrant imagination. Podcasts giving birth to new podcast series, new ideas, new forms. Setting out to challenge stereotypes. Through listening, began to challenge my own. Expressing social justice transformation. Imagining a new existence. Learning, opening, engaging, creating. I like those little periods. They're fun for me. Dear 2020, you opened my heart, redefining the ways I talk with myself, sharing the kindness with Scott. The kindness and giving spirit so much shared, understanding truly I deserve that same love. Being kind when I fall short or lose my patience, kind to myself first. In isolation, it was me, alone, virtually, literally, isolated. I needed to be kind to me first, open my heart, love myself completely, even the dark and unlovable parts, those deep places. Love them as they are. Love Scott with pure joy of his grand sensitivity. Dear 2020, you opened my hope, teaching me the power of perspective. First world problems are not heavy, and I can willingly set them down. Imagining a new way of understanding, colonial imperialism is not a blessing, it is heavy, and it's okay to talk about how it impacts me. It is blessed to be vulnerable. Hope is letting the tears flow, knowing that that is how everything grows. Thank you, 2020, for opening me. Thank you, 2020, for opening imagination. Thank you, 2020, for opening creativity, giving hope once again, reminding us the power in vulnerability. Grateful, but so many are upset with you. However, I love the adversity. I adore it. Every part. Thank you, 2020. I love you. Thank you, Los Angeles Poet Society. I think, like, if you're going to give to anything in this next year, like, grassroots nonprofits are where it's at. They're doing the most, I'll leave you with this thought. They're doing the most heavy lifting around housing justice, in this county. It's not the people that are getting paid. It's the people that are doing the work at the grassroots level. And poetry was one of those things that saved me when I didn't have anything, when I didn't have a bathroom, when I didn't have a bed, I didn't have anything. When everybody else was like backing away, poetry saved me. It was one of those things. So thank you all for being here. Please donate to them. You're amazing, Jessica. You're amazing, Juan. All of you, you're amazing. Thank you. Thank you, Carl, by the way. Like, I know you're here somewhere. I know you're really introverted, but thank you too, Carl.
Thank you, Scottie Clapson. All right, y'all having a good time? Say yeah. Yeah. All right, I love it. Poets in the house. Poets in the house. In the house of poetry, La Casa de Poesía. We're here. Oh my gosh. All right, I'm gonna keep it going, and we have another award. Woo! Yes. It's the gift of giving, or it's the season of giving. Sorry. It's the season of giving. All right, so I want to bring up our next featured guest, and goodness. So this is actually one of our legacy awards. So, well, now you know we're 12 years old. So in 2013, we started this series called Writer Wednesday. Oh my gosh, that really showed me what creative community is and how like fast it can build up. Because that was an every week thing. Every Wednesday we would be there in North Hollywood at Bob's Espresso Bar, owned by Robert Romanus from Fast Times at Ridgemont High. I don't know if you guys remember Mike Damone in Fast Times. That's the actor that played him, Robert Romanus. He had an espresso bar. And I partnered up with Radomir Lucia, who is the Poet Laureate of North Hollywood, if you guys know Radomir. And, from the bottom of this check hard. Anyways, I like doing impersonations. But anyway, so we were there every Wednesday, and I got to see relationships form and people collaborate with each other. Bands came out of there, poets and musicians doing CDs together, like just so much action, and it was just so beautiful. And then people that were really, you get to see who's really down for you and down for your cause and just really cares as much as you do about stuff. And you're just like, whoa, like it was beautiful. It was really beautiful. And because of that community, we started giving out awards. And there was one person in particular, her name is Kathy Cole. And hello, Kathy, over in Hawaii now. She moved to Hawaii many years ago. But she was so inspiring because when she started our open mic, she was just learning the ukulele. She would play the ukulele and sing. And but anyway, fast forward about 6 months, and she was on it. She was a pro. She made her own song. She made a Bob's Espresso Bar Writer Wednesday jingle for Anyway, she just totally moved me, and I created this award, or we did. I'm always third person. We, the LA Poet Society, because it's not just Jessica. But we created the Spirit of Life Award. So I want to give out the Spirit of Life Award to our recipient. Okay. All right. So I'm really excited to present this award to. Well, actually, let me tell you what it's for. So we call this also the Soul Award, S-O-L, Soul, like the sunshine. Spirit of Life Award. The Spirit of Life Award is presented to a member of the Los Angeles community for their dedication to their creativity and for being a driving force within their communities, serving spoonfuls of inspiration and camaraderie through art. And it is an incredible honor to give this award to someone that's inspired me so much, and an honor that they're here today. But this goes to Paul Vangelisti. Paul Vangelisti. It is an honor to award Paul for his service and dedication to Los Angeles, bringing generations of artists and writers together and seeding a new evolution of creatives. So Paul has been kicking creative butt for decades in Los Angeles through mediums of radio and in print, and he's an educator. And I'm just so excited and honored to do this to you. And many are grateful for the impact you've had in their lives and allowing also new ways for us all to be heard and understood. So this is for you, Paul. And he is He's like I said, he's a profe. He's my professor from Otis College, and also Bridget Bianca's profe and Jason Pida's profe, and he's really influenced so many of us. So this is for you. Okay, and he's also one of our featured guests tonight. Well, let me share your bio. Let me share the bio. I dropped the paper. So here is Mr. Vangelisti's bio. So he's got creds. I mean, we're talking creds right here. He's the reason I'm a third generation beat poet, because he was taught by Jack Spicer and he taught me, and here I am. And now y'all. So Paul Vangelisti is the author of more than 30 books of poetry, as well as a noted translator from Italian. In 2020, his book of poems, Motive and Opportunity, was published by Shearsman in the UK. And this year, his newest book, Liquid Prisoner, appeared from Lithic Press in Colorado. In 2015, he edited Amiri Baraka's posthumous collected poems, SOS Poems, from 1961 to 2014. From Grove Press. In 2010, his translation of Adriano Spatola's The Position of Things, Collected Poems 1961-92, was awarded the Academy of American Poets Prize. And he lives in Pasadena. So you moved from Echo Park. I think you were in Echo Park.
After 52 years.
Yeah, wow. So now
Echo
you're
Park
in Pasadena. It got different. Yeah, it did. All right. So without further ado, Paul Vangelisti in the house.
I mean, there's anyway, it's very moving. And it's really nice to see my old students. I mean, I'm old. They're not. My former students at the proper, I don't want to say ex because you're all students still, I hope. Anyway, my former students. Yeah. Anyway, it's a magnificent place. And somehow I used to drive a cab, so I found it. It wasn't that hard to find. You just get off at Florence and go up Florence until we're here. And I couldn't believe it. I saw it in the back. Anyway, I never use my phone to take pictures, but I took a picture. And I sent it to my friends in other countries just to show that we're not that what they think we are. I'm just going to read one poem. It's about 10 to 15 minutes, and it's this collection, which is called Motive and Opportunity. If any of you are addicted to reading crime fiction and stuff like that, like I am, right? LA is one of the great centers of many things, but certainly of crime fiction. We've had great crime writers here, even you can name them, right? From Raymond Chandler, Chester Himes, what's his name? Oh, it's the series. He lives in New York, but he's lived in New York for the whole time. But the series in South Central, Walter Mosley, right? I even met him with oddly enough, with what's his name? With De Niro of all people. Yeah, De Niro's Mosley's not tall. Anyway, you were surprised that I'd met because you asked me. You said, "Oh, you knew Jim Morrison." Yeah. Anyway, yeah. He wanted to be a poet, as you all are very aware, and hated what he did for a living. I mean, hated it. I only saw him twice, had dinner with him a couple of times, and he was trying to get me to publish his book of poems. And I told him I had a small press then, and I said, "Well, no, you ought to publish it yourself." Anyway, and he did, and he gave me a copy, and it's a collector's item now. But anyway, LA is really a center of writing about crime or the detective novel. I hate the new thing; it's crime writing, but anyway, it sounds too much like the police. So. And LA, we're always trying to find our identity here, and it is certainly an outsider's city. to say you're an insider in LA is almost an oxymoron for me. How can you be an insider in a place this vast and this different? And anyway, so this piece is called, this is the title piece called Motive and Opportunity. I won't read every piece of it, but it begins, where does it begin? Let's see, it begins downtown, it moves to the Palisades, Venice, Echo Park, Santa Monica, Pasadena, and ends in Pasadena. I didn't, when I wrote it, I didn't know I was going to end up in Pasadena, but it ends in Pasadena, in the crime-ridden past of Los Angeles. Scene of the crime. Hallway lights likely burned out, and the faintest whiff of ocean coming this way. You stop in a doorway, cheek on cold plaster, and wait. You sense the story has no ending. The heart shadows whom it will, turning right or left in the gloom. And what's probably about to happen, is it part of the intrigue or just the kind of coincidence you've learned to distrust? There, something dragging and a warmish sensation before the tang of salt air. Skip the pages. Saturday morning. You try the doorknob again. A few minutes after 6, the first Saturday in March. You force yourself to breathe, nudging open the door. How easily will you find it? You step into the wide kitchen off the porch, light unfolding over treetops along the hill. You begin to feel almost at home, like turning on the radio, putting on coffee, and going back out to fetch the paper from the driveway. Who knows? Shifting your eyes to the empty sink, row of cupboards, glint of glass door next to the fridge, you're breathing a little easier now, almost certain that you're alone. 1469 Amalfi Drive. Palisades, you know. Even if you can't recall how it happened more than half a century ago, probably she said something to you and took that easy step. One morning, most likely after serving Mass, at once you were behind the rectory on the landing under the stairs, full pale lips, that pert budding chest. The memory only a week ago, as you headed west on Sunset, light traffic that brought you early to 1469 Amalfi Drive. And then it happened, it's scripted. Husband and wife, both ready for you. Jeopardy. The crime always feels like yours, that you'll gamble happiness, your own and everyone else's, just to understand, to uncover some mysterious combination of thoughts, images, commonplaces, adding up, you hope, to nothing less than a confession. As for motive, one might as well question the point of dereliction or evil itself. Late. Did you say that you've been here before and that somehow eases the shock, the tawdriness of what you discover, nudging open the door with your elbow, following the traces of blood out back into the well-kept yard of roses, avocado, and lemon trees? Does it get easier, maybe familiar, that final gesture, the position of the hands in relation to the rest of the body? And that question you hardly ever bring up or almost never consider pursuing. As you step around the rickety gate at the side of the house, you wonder what you expected to find, how late it is, how bad the traffic on your way downtown. Neighbors. It isn't that you see any of this heading toward a conclusion, more of a notion, maybe some uneasiness about what's coming with neighbors like these. Not to speculate or look ahead, but considering the case is dragging, so much still to be established. The nature of the crime, for instance, as in your mind, it barely has a name. Too soon to worry about limiting the investigation, pulling over in front of the rambling property. You can't help being charmed by the shades of bougainvillea, purple, yellow, red, and white, that balance the dazzling air and ocean view in a setting like this. Evidence. Now you're right in the middle. Sleepless nights, a summer cold coming on and little to show for it. A double homicide downtown at rush hour with a handful of witnesses who didn't see a thing. No murder weapon, of course, and those first on the scene didn't do a very good job except at pointing fingers. Can't even think of starting over with little more than a jumble of rumors and contradictions. It's a wonder you keep at it, vaguer by the day, in a crime that seems like everything else, just to fade away. No past, no present, but a glum, sprawling future that has us all pretending. Innocence. Stale summer seeping through the blinds. On the table, tumblers of melted ice, a pack of Chesterfields, and you trying not to yawn. Does she keep that vague smile when you hear steps on the stairs and pretend to reach for your cigarettes to see behind her? Before the knob begins to turn and the door silently fly open. Aren't you now playing it over? Delicate fingers, her silly, almost innocent grin, your weight shifting from the chair, reaching for your ankle, and cold steel, that's your only salvation. Why can't you remember what she's about to say, if anything at all? A picture. Of course, it's always been a town where no one asks questions. And you were here first, even if those times didn't mean so much now. The contradictions keep piling up, the days getting longer and hotter. So who was it coming up the stairs? Who left traces of pale lipstick, a hint of lavender on the pillowcase? How much does her picture really mean? What can you read in a look or events that harmonize, appear, and disappear? Who still believes in accidents when everyone has the same alibi and denies the reason they're even here? Clouds. They hang heavy to the northeast, unmoving in the sultry light. You pull into a gas station, fill up, and buy a Coke. Cold plastic in your hand, you think of all the times you've stopped to think like this. A sinking sun, night air static with neon and brash impossibility. You pull out south on Glendale. Too early to call in, nothing on your phone, too many coffees to give it even a second thought. Traffic lights enough as you poke at the screen and learn the chances of evening showers downgraded once again. Panama. You have an extra cup of coffee and a long shower. Couldn't say where the whole thing's leading, though now you're pretty sure who isn't the murderer. Put on your favorite tie for the drive downtown, a bubbly blue thing you got from your daughter last Christmas. Even showing up early, you'll have to listen to a load of crap like, heard you're back from a few weeks in Paris, or glad to see you, we thought you'd retired. And then you'll grin and lift your Panama in salute and look for an empty chair. Long streets. The latest break in the case just didn't pan out. Sketchy evidence and a last-minute alibi, a fed-up wife of a to remain nameless politician ruled out our suspect, another city hall hotshot it would have been oh so sweet to nail. Leave nothing to chance, go through the notes one more time, leave nothing out of the whole wacky scenario. The players are all there. plenty of opportunity. Maybe skip dinner, buy a sandwich and a beer, and drive up to the observatory, looking southwest across the city, mapping left to right the three longest streets in the world: Figueroa, Vermont, Western, endings hazy out there in the evening sun. Maybe something will come as you eat your sandwich, take a sip of beer, considering how much of your life in this lost city begins to make any sense. So what? More than a year since you've gone to a movie. You prefer being home in your easy chair with a book, sensing the night overspread the garden, every time familiar and always a little different. It's a new release, a remake of an 80s classic, itself an adaptation of a sci-fi standard set in LA. The protagonist is younger, prettier than in the original. Everyone's cool and athletic. With about as much appeal as a bag of potato chips. The plot's glib, all happening so fast with dazzling effects, while nothing makes much sense until the last 10 minutes, and by then it's too late to care. Driving back home, top down, happy to have a huge yellow moon over the hill, and the opening of Miles's So What on the radio. Ensembles building motive, and then the three solos, bang, 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 Miles, Coltrane, and Cannonball. Night air all over you, just as you're about home. Hall of Records. So who's the father? Punctuating a taxi, pulling out of a space almost in front of the Hall of Records. It's a drizzly Wednesday in March, near closing. After too long a lunch at your favorite fish place in Pasadena, you decide on a title search of some courtyard apartments at a last known address. You're scribbling the half slip of paper when a neat little blonde on the wrong side of 40 shows you her baby blues, asking if she might be of help. Back in minutes, carrying a short coat and floppy hat, she places the printout on the counter. You thank her and ask, "Do you like the rain?" "Of course," she says. "And drinking?" You say, "Certainly more interesting than singing." You barely have to wait 5 minutes when she pulls up alongside in a green Chevy pickup, flashing a smile. Less than a couple miles down a tree-lined street, she disappears into a driveway, only to reappear at the door of a duplex without even a glance in your direction. You finish your cigarette and ring the bell. The neat little blonde opens the door and, just about bowing, welcomes you in. Valentine. So who then was the father, and why the grandmother, and the rest begins to fall into place. Her property is only one street over on Valentine, and through the garages, down a driveway, you're there with no one really knowing anything. Can't find your pen, must have left it in the car. You cover the half block in a sentence, fish pen and notebook out of your bag and back to the table, all the while running down how it must have happened. The story follows almost as expected. Of course, the alibis will take time to break, but these days you've got nothing but. Once it's pretty much down on paper, time to consider something stronger than coffee. Portrait. A mug's game, old Rosen used to grumble, flicking ash into his coffee cup. Most likely true seen from far away enough, though it brings little satisfaction to scenes like this. When you first walk in, they're all around the grandmother's body that looks about to say something from the corner of a long sofa. "Your turn to write it up," says the captain. "Take your time. Don't need it back until the day after tomorrow." A shot through the heart from the smaller sofa, where he probably sat hundreds of times chatting with his guardian angel who loved him most in the world. Then to the library, the grandfather's off the rear garden. He'd taken his bourbon and soda and sat in front of the old man's portrait, held a mouthful and pistol between his teeth, and fired. Top of his head, all over the painting. How much of what you're going to need? Mother gone for the 25 years, leaving him and his sister in that big house. Eventually turns up in Paris writing, though apparently mostly in French. The report's basically preliminary, but how to begin? In a fit of blind rage? Sure, it will take time to tie up loose ends, and someone like you who reads enough French. Number. In this business, there's always another day and another. The case winding down, tomorrow's a lazy afternoon of reading or napping or a long walk along the river. A life like any other, an Irish friend liked to say, expert in afternoons. Once in a great while, time slows to a crawl, like summers in high school, no clue who you are, only the awful sense that it might ever be this way. Think it through, get it all down, and cross out much of what you've written. Over the years, you've learned to listen, but it helps only so much. Nothing's changed. The stakes remain pitifully small, remote by any reckoning. You get up to have some water, a cup of coffee, wondering where you managed to put the woman's number. Why wasn't it there in your notebook last night? Thank you.
All right, Paul Vangelisti. Okay, so we're gonna, apologize for our late start today, and I had so many components. Oh, you're tall, Paul. Geez. So there's a few things I just wanted to mention. One of them is we have our birthday wish book in the back, so I would love if everyone could sign it and leave a message. And we also have a cake, which we were going to have, I guess, at the end, but maybe y'all can start digging into the cake. And happy birthday to Ellen Book Society. Happy birthday to Ellen Book Society. Happy birthday to us. Happy birthday. And another 20 million more years. And let's reveal it. I haven't got to see it. Or let's see. I know I can't bring it up here. And it says happy birthday, LA Poet Society, right? Yeah. So yeah, and Juan's back there, and he can slice it up, and feel free to get a slice. And we still have a few guests. I have some more recognitions I want to give, and we have 2 more featured guests. Unfortunately, we won't be able to do the People's Open Mic. So I'm going to try to wrap it up by 10:30. Is that all right? Can we do that? It's 10:05 right now. I apologize. But we will diligently clean up to get us all out sooner. Okay. So actually, I want to do some recognitions. If I could have Gato Ska, Kelsey, Brian Zwick, Alex Petunia, Sandy Cornejo up here to the mic. My dream team, my beautiful, wonderful, energetic family. Gato Ska, she's coming. I guess she'll come. And Rosie Alonso had to leave earlier, but these individuals behind me here. This is the life force behind LA Poet Society, right here. And we do have some gentlemen that are on our team. It's not just but hey, I love him. I love strong women. I can't help it. I'm just like, yes, I'm a she they. So I got my lady crushes, and they work with me. Sorry, Karuska, and who's also the manager of the library. But I want to recognize all of them. Come on up. So if you guys want to share a piece, but I do have something for you. Because I love you. And I'm sorry I'm after the time. So this is a certificate of appreciation for Kelsey. for Kelsey Ryan's like I said, 12 years, and it does take a village, and I want to recognize my amazing team, and they give so much of themselves and believe in the vision, and they've helped pave new directions for LA Poet Society and just expand what we're doing, and I'm grateful to all of you very much, and because this is one of my babies, and you guys are all beautiful caretakers of this baby, so I love you. So Kelsey, thank you for your so this is a certificate of appreciation for your dedication and belief in the vision of the Los Angeles Poet Society. Thank you for your consistent service and for being so supportive in the direction of our org. We're grateful to you for bridging and advocating for our org across other organizations in LA. She also works with, she has Bind Your Own Books, and she works with the Poetry Lab. So Kelsey is amazing. And we recognize you for your multimedia journalism. She's our blogger and our journalist, and also one of our webmasters. And she highlights our wonderful members and their accomplishments. Thank you for your selflessness, being such a reliable and phenomenal team player, and for being a voice to our LGBTQ plus and disabled community. Right on, my sister. And I did want them to all share a poem. So if maybe at least one poem a person after I give you your word. Is that okay? I'm looking at Kato because I'm like, she's got the keys to the building, and she's had a long day. We got more coffee. All right, and this next certificate of appreciation, she's also an alum of our workshops, and oh my God, now she's hosting her own open mic, one of our legacy open mics, Lonali Thursday. Sandy Cornejo, aka Sandy Shakes. She's wonderful. And thank you, Sandy, for your dedication and belief in the vision of the LA Poet Society. Thank you for your consistent service and for being so supportive in the direction of our organization. Your energy is strong and has honorably carried on the name of our East Los Angeles resident open mic, Lonali Thursday. Thank you for embodying the strong spirit of our ancestors and bringing grade A poetry to our community. I love it. She brings in folks from across the nation to our mic as featured guests and has expanded our network. And I'm just so grateful. And you introduced me to all these awesome poets that I'm buying their books. I'm like, she brings in great talent. I'm like, dang. And like Donna's in the house. Donna's one of her buddies too from Texas, right? Texas. El Paso in the house. And and we're grateful to your service and proud of your growth as a leader of our org. Right on, hermana. And you guys are probably starting to figure out my method here. All right, and this one is a certificate of appreciation for Gato Ska. Yes, I love Gato Ska. And then Hiram took her. But he probably pays more than me, so I totally understand. I understand. He's got it happening. So, all right, we're getting there. So we got this campaign. We're trying to get to that point too. Okay. So this is for you, Gato, for your dedication and belief in the vision of Los Angeles Poet Society. Thank you for your consistent service, all your amazing ideas, and being so supportive in the direction of our org. Thank you for your support of Los Angeles Poet Society Press. Honestly, without her, we wouldn't have LA Poets for Justice, a document for the people. Yes, seriously. Thank you so much for that. And thank you for helping, she hosts our open mic. She hosts the Soapbox Poets open mic. She's the new host of that program on Zoom and also other online programming. And you have illuminated so many voices in our community, and we are grateful to your heart. With a capital ART. I was kind of thinking the yellow goes with the yellow sweater there. And this goes to Alexandria Trabatiski, Alex Petunias. Oh, we were riders in the wild earlier in Pasadena, and Paul, we were at the Arlington Gardens riding this morning, and that was fun and beautiful. So this is to you, Alex, for your dedication and belief in the vision of Los Angeles Poet Society. Okay, thank you for your consistent service, all your amazing ideas, and for being so supportive in the direction of our org. Without you, there would be no Meditation Mondays or the very successful Legacy Mic, one globe. And our amazing Josh Evans, poet Josh Evans, is the new the host of that series now. And we love you, Josh. We love you. And also Mauricio Moreno. He co-hosts Soapbox with Caro. So I don't want you to think I don't love the guys. I love the guys too. Right, Juan? I love you guys. Thank you for sharing your heart with us, and the capital ART for heart. Thank you. So I just give lots of love to these ladies up here. Lots of love. And we did have also an award, appreciation award for Rosie Alonso. She's the one that brought Acid Verse, our literary journal, to life. So she's with LA Poet Society Press as well, and a poetry teacher with California Poets in the Schools. So we love her. And specifically, she gave us our journal, and she's created a new beacon for BIPOC and LGBTQ creatives. And we love her heart too. So, all right, ladies, my amigas, y'all want to spit something?
I do. I have to grab my phone. Okay,
Did you get a group picture? Yeah.
It's the love effect.
There's no more cake.
Yeah, guys, get cake. Please.
I gotta get my phone there.
Okay, whoever's ready to go.
I'm ready. There we go.
Go, Sandy! So we will send Rosie and Jamie their awards.
Okay. Hey everyone, what's up? This is me without a mask. Okay, let's do this real quick because I know some of y'all been here since the morning. I'm Sandy Shakes. It's my honor to work with this organization. They really did step up when poets had no mics, and that is a dangerous time. So thank you, Jess. Thank you, the team. Thank you, everyone, for being here. My pieces are pretty heavy. However, it's a celebration. So let me do a light one. Here we go. Reporting from Channel, it's all good today. A patrol car stopped a car full of Mexicans because their taillight was gone. Officer forgot his handgun in his car and handed them a fix-it ticket with a "Drive safe, y'all." They all made it home. In the next town over, an African-American woman was sleeping. When she woke up, she found a note on her door stating, "The police were here last night, ma'am. However, your neighbors told us we should let you rest. The nights at the hospital you work for are heavy. We just wanted to let you know you left the hose on. We turned it off for you. Good night and have a good shift." She made it to work the next day. On a well-lighted street not too different from yours, a young man was skipping and jamming to his tunes. A white woman looked out and yelled, "Hey, hey!" He stopped and took his earpods off. She asked, "What song is making you float along like that?" He smiled and responded, "The Seed by the Roots." She said, "Oh yeah, the drums and Cody Chestnut make me float that way too." She closed the window and he waved by. The next day, this young man sang this tempo to two shelter cats he named Rock and Roll. In another city, a teenage son, brother, and friend who happened to inherit a chocolate skin tone went to the store with his favorite hoodie on. Halfway back from his walk, a pickup truck honked. He turned around and paused. The man got off and walked up to him. "Hey man, I saw you drop these a few blocks back. I'm a Skittles fan myself." The teenager said thanks and made it home to play Xbox. In a final report, the neighborhood news told us that a local Chicago 13-year-old was just awarded a full scholarship after saving a baby from a burning building. He ran outside with the baby boy in his hands when one patrol car responded unarmed and helped them both. No guns were drawn in all of these towns because bullets were priced at $1,000 a round. Thank you all for tuning in to channel It's All Good today. All our coverage was made possible by a defunded police station near you.
Yes, I just feel so lucky to be here and to be a little tiny piece of the magic that Los Angeles Poets Society creates. Okay. Left thigh. I am trying to convince my left thigh to push past the numbness and infuse feeling into the flesh. The left thigh's having none of it. The prolonged concentration beating sweat down my brow, and still the action is only murmurs of fizzles out. Yes, left thigh hardly yawns or blinks, ignores both heat and ice. The deep cat scratches accumulate. My own hands become a stranger. Hot tears and anger stream down my face as I grasp at these straws. Imagine, left thigh, you are not made of tissue and tendons and sinew. Let the marrow in your bone melt. Imagine you are composed instead of fistfuls of flowers blooming today's begonias. And like a dreaming dog, left thigh twitches, like a child suddenly paying attention. And so I raise my voice up again. Every day a new story. This one goes, you are made of ginkgo leaves, yellow fanning, a rustle of November's wind, and left thigh flies a kite. I say, left thigh, you are not. Have no legs at all. Rather a mermaid's glassy tail, rhinestones bright beneath the water, and left thigh swims. Soon left thigh exhibits magical powers, says to me, today is not a cold day, wind pricking up goose-pimpled skin. No, left thigh is warm, feels a wind cloudy with pollen, late in the spring. The twist of birds, kingfisher snatching at the air. Left thigh wears these costumes like a skin beneath the skin. Now left thigh can go out dancing, the night made of sequins and velvet, just the right amount of glitz. Left thigh twirls and steps, never tires, though the rest of me slinks back exhausted. The memory of what left thigh was before may blip, faint cry of homing beacon, lighthousing through space. But under the pool of numbness, left thigh becomes all of their desires. Flower, yellow fanning, twist of birds, a true shape-shifting sophisticate. Thank you.
Wow. And you got a new book coming out, right? Yeah. Oh my goodness. And wow, yeah, so much.
Okay, hi everybody. I'm gonna take this off. Hi, I'm Cara Scott. Thank you. I'm gonna read this poem that some of you may have heard this because I read this earlier. This poem I wrote I think it was last year. As you all know, the colonial holiday is coming up next week. I call it the Thanksgiving because that's, I feel like, a more appropriate name for it. And last year I went and I really wanted to have a connection with the land here, and also,
the land that was colonized, and also the people that were on this land that were, a lot of them were killed, pushed off the land, and so I wanted to honor what happened, and hope for a future that's different than this one. Anyway, this poem is called "I Tell the Land." You deserve better. You deserve more than leaky pipelines crisscrossing your heart, nuclear reactors spewing atomic waste into your lungs, pesticides seeping into your skin. You deserve more than a species who thinks they need money more than you. Every month I pay rent and enable your theft. I dream of co-ops and no-cost housing, of vegetable gardens and open-air free markets. Dear land, how do we evict an empire? How do we fight guns with words and bricks? How do we recover your magic, our bulldozers, GMOs, and aerosols destroyed? I keep writing, searching for the incantation to set you free. I tell you I need more time, but time is running out at the speed of glaciers melting. I press my palms into your dirt, splaying my fingers, a holy invocation, a prayer. I tell you, I see your future. A future of ready to pluck berries, their juices painted on the lips of the people who dare to dream of a land without dollar signs. You breathe. A wind frolics in the tresses of my hair, a leaf taps my shoulder, rain kisses me. Me and you, we are alive and we deserve more. Thank you. My name is Casa, and I also have a book coming out called Loving My Salt-Drenched Bones. It's going to be coming out in February 23rd, published by World Stage Press, and it's going to be right here. Thank you, everybody.
All right, Alex Petunia, and I'm going to pass the wish book around and just kind of pass it. It's going to be like church, pass it down, and next one will leave a message. And also the flyers are going to be passed around a set.
Hi, everybody. So I'm Alex Petunia. I've had the pleasure of being a part of LA Poet Society. I want to thank you all for sticking around. I'm going to try this one off the book. It's straight from my heart, short and sweet. It's called Wings. What if we could grow wings? But the only way was love. And the only way was sincerity. And the only way was together. And what if we could all fly? But the only way was truth. And the only way was together. And the only way was the deepest love. And what if we could be free, all of us? The only way was lasting change. And the only way was unshakable love. And the only way was united together. Would you fly with me? Thank you. I'm Alex Petunia. Thank you.
Yeah, let's give it up for LA Poet Society. I love everyone's got the awesome cornrows. Thanks, Chris. I'm like, I can't wait for mine. Oh man, my students are gonna think I'm cool. Big love to everyone. And again, I want to acknowledge Rosie Alonso too. And she was here tabling, and she's on her way to Tijuana right now with her mom. So that's why she's like, I can't see her. I gotta beat you. She's hardcore. I love Rosie. She's always down. I wanted to invite you to our next in-person event. It's going to be December 4th. It's a pop-up open mic that we're going to have in the city of San Fernando, the San Fernando Market. So People's Open Mic, if you feel like taking a trek over there, we will be happy to have you. It's going to be from 5 to 9 p.m. And the outdoor market is really amazing. There's car shows, like people, vendors, music, and also we're going to have our tree lighting for the city. And that's where I live. I live in San Fernando. So I'm happy to bring some events there. And we are going to still have People's Open Mic, just like if you did sign up, we don't want to cut you out. So after we have 2 more features, and then if you want to share or say some words, the mic is open. We'll be open in 3 minutes, so limit, okay?
But we love you guys, and we'll be passing around our paperwork here. That has more information about our campaign, ways you can donate, and the gifts that you can get from donating, and also it has our events calendar. Okay, so our next guest at the mic is going to be my sister Bridget Bianca. And let me bring up her bio. Oh, wait a minute, Bridget. I forgot to tell you.
Oh, snap.
You get an award too, dear.
Oh, thank you. Oh.
And it's okay. Gosh, I know I'm racing through. I'm like creating my steps here, but I have mad love for Bridget Bianca. I'm so grateful to Jeffrey Bryan, I believe, introduced us, and I was like, why did I know about this? You were amazing. Just such a true teller. So Bridget is the recipient of our Los Angeles Award. And thank you for, this is for your dedication to Los Angeles and representing her with your words, your presence, and for building bridges to seeding future Los Angeles poets. LA woman, you're my woman. Quote from Jim Morrison, right? So, Bridget, thank you for being a resilient LA woman and showing us how this city can make, break, and reshape you. You have selflessly given the power of the word to the community, serving people of color from all paths. You give hope and instill a voice in us. We are grateful to your contributions to our restless and wild city. So LA Award goes to this LA woman right here. And she's also one of our featured guests tonight. And also an Otis alum. See, she also was with Paul. So and Jason, come on, you want to come over so we can see that we're the three. He's so shy. Come on. He's back there. Anyway, Jason Pye is back there. Okay, Bridget Bianca in the house.
I will take my mask off for Jessica. I've been masked up for hours. But I will do it for you. I'm going to just share one piece really quickly because we have some more folks to come up. So the piece I'm going to share is called I Want the World to See. When Emmett Till was murdered, people kept asking Mamie Till why she let his body be photographed and why she would let his funeral be open to the public in such a broad way. And rumor has it, she said, I want the world to see this is what racism looks like. And so I want to dedicate this poem to Wanda Cooper Jones, Ahmaud Arbery's mother, who was chastised for reacting to the images of her son's dead body being shown during court on television to all of us, and told that she was making too much noise and she was being too reactive and it was going to influence the people and blah, blah, blah. And it's like, what the? I won't cuss right now. It's too late. So anyway, this poem is called I Want the World to See. I don't think I need this. I'm going to step to the side. I'm a little loud, a little late too.
Bring it.
7. I don't get to talk about my body hitting the ground or the hands that pin me there. Everybody else gets to body bag me, slip me out when they are bored, fidget spin me and see if I'm as pliable as their laws. See if the black woman really is the mother of the world. Explore my womb looking for the Big Bang or God. Am I making you uncomfortable? 6. Did you know Planned Parenthood offers more than abortions? Did you know WIC don't pay for diapers? Did you know formula is expensive? And I can't breastfeed my baby in private because I have to work. And I can't breastfeed my baby in public because you only like my titties when they're bouncing in your face. Am I making you uncomfortable? 5. Judging me for putting juicy juice in my toddler's sippy cup. Like I got time to worry about high fructose corn syrup and artificial food coloring. When you just legalized marijuana, but my son is still getting stopped and frisked. How dare you paint white mothers addicted to opioids defined as brushes and oils? After you slammed me into the concrete so many times I couldn't help but have crack babies, am I making you uncomfortable? 4. You take my kids and send them hurtling across the universe, lie and call them shooting stars when you know they're just plummeting asteroids, and then you judge me because my babies make craters they can't lift themselves out of by their bootstraps because you cut those too. Am I making you uncomfortable? 3. Due to a surplus of black children, they are inexpensive to adopt. People treat cheap things like they are disposable, like drive a car full of black children over a cliff. Am I making you uncomfortable? 2. This is what it feels like to be a woman in a land more concerned with the restrictions on my pussy than assault rifles. This is what it feels like to be anything but white in a country that values Confederate monuments more than my child's flesh. Am I making you uncomfortable? One good title. This is why Mamie left Emmett's casket open. Thank you. Bridget Bianca.
Wow, this thing is smoking hot right here. Damn. Oh my God, Bridget, just damn. It's amazing, amazing, amazing. All right, Be Trouble, get her book, get her book. I gotta get your book. I don't have your book. I want your book. If you have copies, if not, I'll send you. Mail me.
I'm gonna bring some copies here when I get some.
Okay, great. Yes. All right, and our final featured guest of the night is my pal Sean Hill. But hold on.
Oh, wait, no. What?
I'm sorry I don't have the peacock feathers, brother, but we got this one here. So Sean, we go back. We go back. That's what's beautiful about this. Poets, creative community, because y'all family to me. Like when I came in here, you heard me all loud, like, hey, family. Like, you know, sometimes Juan's like, you're the director of this, you need to be like, I'm like, dude, they know me. I can just be myself, you know. And that's what it's about. Just being you, your best self, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So this is the Casa Award. And Casa stands for Creating Artistic Space for All. And Sean Hill gets the Activation Casa Award for activating the arts in all its forms, languages, across the earth. Because this guy, he's a global presence. Allowing all artistic mediums to be seen and shared on a global platform while building a bridge with the Los Angeles Post site. Sean is a poet, actor, motivational speaker, open mic host, cultivator of love and creativity. He's an incredible human. I guess I have my love for Sean Hill. Who believes in our universal connectivity as we all can learn from each other. We are grateful for our partnership with Sean throughout the years and have witnessed his talents reach the people, heal the people, and voice for the people. Sean lives and thrives in righteousness and creates a sense of belonging and creative community for the people. That's right. And thank you for your selflessness and open heart. Omateo, and Omateo it means balance. It's like the yin yang and Nahuatl Omateo. So this is for you, for creating Casa, creating artistic space for all, brother. And he's our featured guest tonight. So double the goodness here. Here you go. It's all yours. Please welcome Sean Hill.
Not ready for any of this. It's like, oh, I'm just gonna celebrate a birthday. And you made me feel like it was my birthday. Good. Okay. So first, let me do this first. Oh my gosh, Jessica. Okay. Like any good birthday, many of you know that I do this. Aww. Happy freaking birthday. Yeah. You gotta bring the bubbles. I gotta bring the bubbles. All right. So, dang, I was not expecting any of that. Oh, okay, here we go. Open mics like autopsies. Commune with perspectives like dissected organs, absorbing the truth within every story until I needed a sedative. I became bored with the negatives. Lyrically splice life for much like roll dice and practice true positivity till I finally became immune to negativity like oranges with vitamin C. Breaking hinges off the door if you invited me to a pity party, hardly a force to be reckoned with, infected with so much positivity. I pee pet peeves until my pee is seen clearly. So positive, even the negatives in my mind added a line just to become a plus sign to stop opposing and grow with me. Even my fears want to hang out sometimes. And I hug them until they can cope with the scope of non-existence. It's just what happens when a focused mind has way too much time to think. And I'm sorry, I didn't mean to be rude. My name is Sean Hill, and I'm pleased to meet you. This is just the first poem that I'm rapping. I'm just a baby waking up from his nap and learning how to walk and talk this life. From writing with chalk and concrete to rocking with break beats. Hip-hop became my training wheels to the point where I could speak. So forget about doing hip-hop. I pop a lock and then eat hip-hop. I am what I speak, and if you are what you eat, then I am hip-hop. Reincarnated, never debated to be the best. I ain't trying to be. Nothing less than myself. So help me and not my throat is on fire. I don't mean to burn you. I'm just breaking shackles like Nat Turner, but believe equality like going to DC. I'm not a peace Nazi. The paparazzi couldn't stop me from getting the scoop like Cold Stone. I'm home alone in the zone like, oh, fellow, hello, is anyone out here? If I scream and no one hears me, do I make a sound? Check marks the box. Like it or not. I don't need your approval for this to be hot. And if it's ice cold, well, I honestly don't know and don't care. But to be fair, I care if it's true. So let's play out the facts. I got your back like chiropractors. I want to be in your scene like the best actors. Hey, your DNA is beautiful. Let me be the X factor. But I got to get going eventually, so please don't miss me. I'll be back before you know I'm gone. I want to bring you songs better than fairy tales and nightingales. So I'm getting on tracks like John Henry and offend me. Almost impossible. It wouldn't be logical. It's more probable to turn your upper energy into something possible like world peace. And even then, many say that's highly unlikely, like a lock without a key, but I bend reality. We can all bend reality. We can turn the improbable into the everyday ordinary. Whew, thanks for listening, y'all. How we doing? Oh, my goodness. Oh, I forget how well poets listen. My goodness, y'all are beautiful. Thank you. I mean that. I'm just going to share some excerpts from these books, and then, I'll let the night be what it is, because y'all really rock this mic. Y'all gave a lot of love that I was not expecting. I'm also a good listener, and I was like, my goodness, I'm still at that line. The thigh was trembling like a dog in sleep. I was like, what? What? Like, did y'all catch that? Like, oh, y'all are good. Now let me ask this. How many of y'all knew you loved poetry when you first read it? How many of you knew you loved poetry, like in the middle of hating yourself, and you were like, gosh, I guess I love poetry? Yeah? Okay. And how many of you still don't realize you love poetry? All right, good enough. All right, cool. Yeah, that was a trick question. All right, so this first piece, man, this was the first book that I did with Jason freaking Brand. I know you do. Such a great supporter of everything that is poetry. This poem, it was, what did you say? Oh, okay. I thought you were talking to me. I was like, what? So if anything, this poem is, I'll dedicate it to the Soapbox family up in the valley, actually, that I first went to. That was my first open mic home. And I believe it introduced me to you, actually, that open mic, way back. Gosh, yeah, that was, right? When did we even first meet? Was it when I went to Bob's? I think Bob's is like the earliest I remember.
Yeah, that's 2013.
Right? That was the earliest I remember. Wow. Okay. Wow. Okay, here we go. So I dedicate this to all of y'all right now, right here. It's called We Are Beautiful. Loving life, living lights, living life lighter than a feather. Leave no trace but tracks of love, sharing smiles like show and tell is every day. Duck, duck, goose kind of laughter, playing games of moments where there is no after, no leftovers. Having seconds of time delicious, wishing everyone can taste. What's funny is everyone can make passion everlasting. Remembering dreams from a lovely rest, wake up, another fun test, another way to live life better than best, another day to pay it for, word for free, so easy. Keeping every word like promises, then let it be. Letting go of who we thought we were, get a tiny brief buzz of who we could be. Sifting out what we don't want, accepting what we do when it comes through. Hard work feels beautiful. Determination feels beautiful. This journey feels beautiful. You feel beautiful. You feel beautiful. Feel beautiful. You beautiful. Thanks for listening. Oh, all right. This is a little heavy hitter. And this book, I I didn't expect to be in this book. It started as a workshop, right? This Kevin Powell workshop. And then all of a sudden, he throws in these extra names that are also going to be included in the anthology with all the other writers in the workshop. And some of the names were like Nikki Giovanni. One of the names was Luis Rodriguez. Another name was freaking Eve Ensler. And then one more other name was like Gloria Steinem. I was like, oh, I have to remember who she is. Let me look her up again. My gosh, she did a lot for women's rights, in case you don't know. So these are some of the names that are in this book, and it is overwhelmingly, awkwardly an honor to be in that book with them. All right, so I was really, you don't know. I was like, what? Like, wait, why is this happening? Like, is this a practical joke on me? I don't know. This is called White, Wrong, Right, and this is only an excerpt because I'm trying to consider time, of course. So this is a very small excerpt from it. Oh, and it's called 2020, the year that changed America. A knee so many Caucasian patriots didn't enjoy when a football player took one for his fellow citizens fallen. An idea suggested to him by a Green Beret to show respect in his protest even more. Twice, 2 black men raised fists at Olympics. The time still wasn't right or appropriate enough, apparently. When a king fell assassinated during his unpopular peaceful protest, 1968, when another king fell in 91 from cops beating him in a circle with batons, brain damage from 11 skull fractures, he learned to forgive. But should we? I don't want to keep being right about the idea that so many of you don't care about Black life. You keep adding more or only to Black Lives Matter. You keep stuffing words in us like lies in police reports, like drugs into Black cities, like bullets into children. Please prove me wrong. I want to be wrong so much. Show me that I'm wrong. I need to be wrong. If you are white, I love you. Please don't confuse pain for hate. See all hate as pain. Relate. Please kindly prove me wrong with your actions, not just your words, with your compassion, not just your logic, with your humanity, not your politician, with your love, not your sympathy, with your honesty, not your shame, with your empathy minus the blame. Since somehow we keep dying because you say everything is in my mind, that America is fine, a few bad apples, even though those good cops who whistle blow are cast out as rotten. You say everything is all right, just some reform, just more body cams that they keep turning off, that they keep not wearing, that they keep recording us being murdered. I know not all cops are racist. I know we had a Black president. I know he was white too. I know about Black crime in Chicago. I know that's not the topic. Let's talk about you. I know white and all people get brutalized. I know that's true. But your heartfelt truths and your well-meaning lies and your constant race debates that always deflect, they are just another arm, another rope, another knee on my yeah, that one took a lot out of me, y'all. And I know a lot of you, if not all of you, relate. And if anything, my one request is to keep having a dialogue. I know it's I know it's not easy. And I know with the people that don't get it, it's hard. But I promise you, we're actually preventing pain in the future by having those hard dialogues now. And so we're not fighting them later on in this life. and they're not taking more lives that they didn't need to take if they just had someone to really get through that talk. So if you feel like you can handle that stuff, please do. If you can't, it's all good, all love, of course. You can send them to me. Okay, I will take them all. Okay, I will show them a love like never before, and a patience that I did not know I had. All right. So this is the last excerpt from this book, and then a little like mini fun poem that's gonna be nice to end with. All right. Oh, I gotta shake that off. Wait a minute. Okay. Woo! All right. Here we go. This is from a book that was gosh, I guess the last thing I'll say about this. First of all, if you're not plant-based or you're not vegan, don't worry. This book is not about converting people. All right, let me say that. It's if anything, it's voices of animal liberation that they talk about their experiences and how they became vegan or what they're doing in the animal rights activism world, which is really mind-blowing. There's an Olympic athlete in here that I had no idea. Like, people are winning gold medals being vegan, in case you didn't know, like, that's happening. That's a thing. So that's I thought that was cool. Anyway, and the last impressive thing I could tell you is that I was surprised to even come up with this poem, and I didn't know how much it would affect me. So that's one of those lovely things about poetry that I love the most. All right, this is Nonstop Loving, an ode to activism. Is it ode? I always get, right, it is ode, right? Yeah. I always want to say like ode or something, but it's not, right? But anyway. But everybody wants to change the world, but nobody wants to change. Tolstoy told us that. The definition of activist consists of a single person's efforts to promote, impede, direct, or intervene in social, political, economic, or environmental reform in order to change the norms of society. So whether or not you call yourself activist, thank you for being someone who is willing to change, to jump inside yourself, rearrange beliefs like a living room set. I know it's hard to travel with excess baggage, feeling the weight of the world daily, knowing that if humans killed each other at the same rate we kill other animals, we would be extinct in 17 days. Wow. We forget that we are all the 30 septillion atoms composing the same heart. No more forgetting, we're letting our hearts beat for each other right now. And as alone as you may feel sometimes, you are never alone. We're all in this together. Ever since Jainism, Taoism, Hinduism, Buddhism, animism, 1,000 years ago plus, before Socrates and Pythagoras, up to Coretta Scott King and our current understanding of speciesism, we have been uprooting for so long. We are all in this together to transform the world, elevate everyone's innate potential by teaching sacred respect for all life forms. We are committed to making this world free of exploitation, a world filled with compassion and everlasting persistence to pursue justice and heighten our collective empathy to live in harmony with every animal and our earth, who just doesn't stop giving to us. So why would we ever stop giving to her? Thank you to every non-stop loving activist who believes in themselves, believes in each other, and believes in changing yourselves to change the world. Thanks, Ben. Wow, I know. First of all, the fact that any of you are still clapping is amazing, okay? Because I know, those arms must be tired. All right, so I'm just grateful you're even moving right now for me. And you know, as long as we've done open mics and poetry, it still feels so good to know those diehard poets that are going to wait till the end. It always feels good to know that sometimes, even if we have work the next day, even if we got to wake up early for another event, we still know the beauty of wanting to hear that next poem. Because we never know which one is going to change our lives. We never know which one's going to be that one idea that's like, oh my God, I got to write about that now. Or like just whatever connects you to someone else has always been special. And as long as I've been doing this since I was in like middle school, y'all. Since middle school, my brother and I were sharing rap poems since we were kids. And to be a part of a global collective as well as a community, local to global connected, like collective. It's been such an honor, y'all. It's just been really special. I mean that. Like I take this to the highest degree of responsibility. You know what I mean? And last but not least, one of my favorite quotes in the world is, "It's better to light a candle than to curse the dark." So I hope that gives you something as well. All right. So now, to close this out, this is a happy birthday poem that I dedicate to the LA Poets Society. Get ready, y'all. Get ready. Wait, let me hydrate. Let's do this. Okay. Ooh, this was so fun to write. You don't even know. You don't even know. It's called Where Poetry Lives. Oh yeah, that was a good on, right? Yes. Okay. Poetry has always been more universal than studios, but the same as starlight, since night covers us all in its soft blanket as we read or speak thoughts and feelings using words that urge us forward, that bring our being out. And a society that sparks such a space is already a favorite place. LA Poet Society. Since 2009, Jessica Wilson's creation has sparked, ignited, then united so many literary homes across Los Angeles, from young to timeless, never old, since there is a new senior advocate that still has get-go like Norman Malesko. What a bubble of joy it is to attend any one of 75 events they put on in a year. Even during the worst parts of the pandemic, your virtual events were better than the Matrix. Petunia with workshops, interviews on the regular, with poets even from South Africa, and Juan's flute fits into any event somehow. It's just amazing. And a toot of the horn to the Sims Poetry Library for being the first Black-owned poetry library in the state of California. And I warn you, LAPS, you are the best at reminding us how to acknowledge and appreciate others, like the way you remind us of this land's native roots. You never lose pace with holding space for us, helping the world witness itself. All the events they put on, whether when they were broke, had money, or were beyond Baroque, they run or lit crawl from so many places, like Venice. Yeah, that was good. Yes. Like Venice to the North Hollywood valleys, double check the connection or train station, even connecting more globally with 100,000 poets and musicians for change. This society expands internally and externally at the same time, rearranging and enlarging veins, helping hearts beat with more justice. On their tours, helping them beat more peacefully, like right now, hopefully just like yours. Heck, they even poured poetry into students during and after school, and who knew one would grow up to be Amanda Gorman, sharing poetry powerfully that helped politicians actually listen to their hearts and bring people together when we felt like a nation torn apart. LAPS is not just a peace advocate, but they plant seeds adamantly to remind this world that division is a mental or emotional approach, not an actuality, since poetry proves our true unity through our shared humanity daily. And this team builds bridges, breaking bad situations in the world into chemical compounds of creative good, methodically injecting poetry into everybody, making it more exciting and accessible for all, every poet and poetry organization, every writer group, bookseller, publisher, literary enthusiast, and supporter. LAPS has imbued connection into everything they do, fused everyone they've worked with or for into a social and literary oceanic network. And then they throw their anchor into Los Angeles every day. And it's home. LAPS will always stay. No need to find Nemo in this big blue. This ocean was always meant to help you, to find inner and outer truth, to find you, to find community, that even if you leave the event, this experience never leaves you. Even all us poets may know and forget, and then know again, and then forget, and then know again that poetry is for us and always for you. We know that if we can get all these ideas out of us, and if you hear them And if on the off chance or insanely risky probability that you might just say, hey, that last poem, sometimes I feel like that too. That I know this LA Poet Society has done its job beautifully, connecting every single drop of us to each other, to make this ocean of literary love something that we all feel so intrinsically, that becomes so undeniable, irrefutably beautiful, and this society is always even better than a dream team to be part of. Because Jessica's dream, we have all made into a better reality than we ever knew was possible. Happy freaking birthday, Jessica and LA Poet Society, y'all. Give it up for yourselves.
Always gotta make me cry, Sean Hill.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
Oh my God, that was amazing. Let's just give another round of applause to everybody here tonight. And lots of love to everybody, and big shouts to Gato Ska. And let us help her out. Sorry, we took it to 11. I'm compensating for right now. So I got you. But wow. Sorry, people's over my. We're gonna see us on. You got the calendar. Hop on the Zoom. I really would love to hear from y'all. Join us on the 4th in San Fernando if you like. I'd like to take a group picture, but yeah, a group picture commemorate. But also, as we close up this space, if everyone can just fold up their chair, and she says they go in the back closet. That will help the Sims Library. Gato is ready. Yes. Grab some cake on your way out. Now you know where you can donate one of your poetry books, because go to a great collection. And happy birthday, LA Poet Society. Thank you to everyone for being a part of it. We are so grateful. And thank you for sticking around. Lots of love. All right, let's take a group picture.